Senator Ngo.
Thank you, Minister, for coming today. Soon after the COVID-19 outbreak was officially declared a pandemic, the government issued a travel ban, and Canadians were urged to take necessary precautions to help contain the spread of the virus. With the conditions changed daily, many Canadians made the necessary and responsible decision to cancel their travel plans. Airline responded by presenting so-called flex travel option, which offer customers the possibility of deferring travel instead of refund. As such, many Canadians choose the lesser of the two evils, reschedule to travel or travel at a later date and risk their health seriously. Many Canadians during this time need monies in their pocket in order to pay bills, buy food and essential supply. A travel voucher won't do that. What will the government do to make sure that Canadians get a refund? And can the government ensure that Canadians receive a refund from the airline once they have been bailed out?
Well, thank you for the question. I'm sure we're going to face challenges in places that right now we can't expect. One of the challenges most certainly will be around our ability to travel in the near term. There'll be a challenge for the airline industries themselves that we will be engaged in working with them to deal with. And obviously at an individual level, the challenges you're talking about are real. My focus right now is urgently being able to deliver a benefit to Canadians that will allow them to bridge a time where obviously a huge number of people are going to be unable to have their normal source of income. That's job one. Clearly, part of that next step in that job, which is not weeks away, but is hours away, is figuring out how we can make sure that businesses have the capacity to be bridged from this into the next step. And for small and medium-sized businesses, that's absolutely critically urgent. And for some large businesses, like the airline businesses, where there's not only are they not getting revenue from bookings, they're actually getting negative revenue because they're getting they have to give money back in refunds. So we're working with them. Of course, enabling them to succeed will help us to enable consumers to be dealt with appropriately, and that's what we're working towards right now.
Thank you. In addition to the economic pressure being placed on provinces due to the coronavirus pandemic, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Newfoundland, Labrador are dealing with the collapse of the energy prices. The lower price is going to be about 20 years now. Minister, you have talking about stimulus, such as cleanup and abandoning oil wells. What exactly will the government help these provinces and our energy industry at this exceptional time? And what form will this support take? And how fast will we deliver?
Well, let me first address the issue. Obviously, the energy sector is in a particularly challenging situation. There are really three things facing that sector, as opposed to one enormous thing facing every other Canadian sector. They're facing the combination of the situation right now with OPEC, with Russia and Saudi Arabia not agreeing on a stable oil market. They're facing tumultuous equity markets, which are presenting very big challenges for funding of any sort. And they're facing the COVID-19. So the issues are real. The stresses and strains from the provinces that you mentioned are real. We've been in daily contact with them to think about how this is impacting the provincial government revenues. We're also in hourly contact with the energy sector to think about how we can bridge the time by providing some sort of appropriate credit opportunities for them. And that is work that is going on right now. I don't have the final answer on the exact hour that will be delivered, but I'm not talking about weeks. I'm talking about hours, potentially days, that we can ensure that there's credit facilities for especially the small and medium-sized firms in that sector. And then the larger sectors, the 10 largest companies in the oil and gas sector, most of them do have existing credit relationships with their banks, in most cases with available credit. But they were under strain too, so we're also looking at individual issues in that sector. Those are all important, but as I've said to others today here in this chamber, our very first focus is on people. We're looking at how we can support businesses, and we'll continue to do so.